All right, so now that I have all my dimension lines, my projection lines, and all my measurements in place, I do not want to draw it all again. So what I'm going to do is with the selection tool, I'm going to click and drag to select it all. I'm going to group it first before I get everything out of alignment. So Control G to group or object group. And then I'm going to copy and paste. And then I'm going to hover around near a corner. And when I see those bendy arrows, I'm going to hold down the Shift key and drag it around. So holding down the Shift key will lock it into the 90-degree angle. And then if you can have a look here, I've already set up my 2mm square there, so I can bring it into alignment, but I will zoom in on the document. Let me do that again. Bring it over here. This is why you need to group it, otherwise you start losing things. Okay, so zooming in, and I'm going to go view outline, Control Y, because I want to be accurate with it. And get the selection tool. And I'll remove the square, I don't need that anymore, it's in place. So I've got it correct on this side, but then when we look out, as you can see, we also need to take this line now out to the edge of the perch. So to do that, rather than draw everything again, now the selection tool selects just a selection, but the direct selection tool, I can click and drag over what I want to select only, and that will select that, so I can drag that out. But before I do, I want to have a guideline down here so I know how far down to drag it. And that won't show up on wireframe. So then I need to go view GPU preview and bring back my guides. Okay, and while I've got that, then with the direct selection tool, I'm going to click and drag so that I get only the endpoints. And then I'm going to start dragging. Let's try that again. So you have to click on it and then start dragging, but hold down the Shift key while you're dragging, because that will keep it in a perfectly straight line. And now I have the line that comes down to the end, but I want to use I'll get rid of that guideline now, it's in my way. With the direct selection tool again, I'm just going to click on the end of this line, because this line has to come down to sit 2mm from the perch. Now, if I don't hold down the Shift key again, I won't get a perfectly straight line, and it has to be perfectly straight. So I hold down the Shift key and it locks it into that angle. Take it down there, and then I can remove the square. So I know I've got that aligned now, but I'm going to have some of these measurements out of place. So again, you'll have to go back, bring down your guidelines so you know where these should be the same, the inside edges of the building, so you can see that they're in alignment. But now you need to have, again, you need to show this on the second line, and you don't need to show the windows or the door because you can't see them there, they're hidden, but you will see the perch and where the perch meets the building, so you'll have an extra line here as well. So put in all your guidelines and then move around your measurements. Make sure that they all measure. You're going to have a different overall width now. So this will be 175. So that's going to change. That's your final